The race for the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination is kicking into high gear. This weekend, Joe Biden was in Philadelphia, gave his first presidential address of the campaign. And what's interesting about the clip you're about to see, John, is that the Democratic contest has divided into two very different camps. And it's not necessarily left versus center as we thought it was going to be, but it's two very different messages. Here was the former vice president in Philadelphia this weekend.
The single most important thing we have to accomplish is defeat Donald Trump.
I don't know.
Well, so the interesting thing here, John, is this hasn't become left versus center, which we thought it was going to be when Bernie and Biden were the two frontrunners. He couched his first, his whole message around find the candidate that can beat Donald Trump. So now you have Buttigieg and Bernie saying, no, this campaign's got to be more than about Trump. And then you have Biden who's saying the whole campaign needs to be about beating Donald Trump. Which message, and I understand you're not necessarily a Democratic primary voter, which message do you think is going to resonate more with folks?
You know, I think if Joe Biden spent a little more time worrying about unity in America as he does unity with groping women, he'd probably be a lot better off. But I think Joe's message is actually a good message. I wish these lefties would come back to the center and put a real candidate out there that might challenge Trump. And just like I've always said, I'm an independent. I'm not a Republican. I like Trump's economic policies. I'm socially quite liberal. But the country is doing better. 3.2% GDP growth, lowest unemployment in 50 years, lowest African American unemployment in history. So until they get someone that can overcome his economic successes, I don't think anyone has a shot.
Well, so you think if there's an economic downturn between now and November of 2020, Trump could be in trouble?
Yeah, maybe, possibly, but I don't see that coming. I see the market right now in a great position, down a little bit today. But the market's been fantastic. The tax cuts are starting to kick in. Capacity utilization, which is factories have a certain amount of capacity, and how much they utilize is a measure. Capacity utilization is one of its highest in history. So more people in America are getting jobs. The tariffs are going to cause more people to be buying American goods, which will create more American jobs. And I think all that stuff will trickle down. And, you know, Larry Kudlow has been talking about, you know, supply side economics for years. And Larry Kudlow's in the seat now where he's giving Donald Trump some great advice. I know he doesn't agree with him on the tariffs, but I think the whole tariff thing is part of a negotiation. And I think the economy is roaring, raging, and it's going to stay that way.
Well, two quick points on the Biden front, and then I know you're going to delve into politics in a big way with the politics panel coming up. Steve Levy and Scott Levinson, two warriors on the right and left who the audience is going to be in for a treat for. But in terms of Biden, you talk about how he's trying to woo over these lefties. If you look at Biden's actual record and compare it to Trump on issue after issue, Biden voted for the war in Iraq, which Donald Trump opposed. Biden voted for NAFTA, which Donald Trump opposed. Joe Biden, on issue after issue, especially with respect to trade and these foreign wars, he's the more reactionary candidate as compared to Trump. It's you know, Biden wrote the Biden crime bill, which locked up more African American men in this country, than any other piece of legislation since post-slavery times. And Donald Trump signed the First Step Act, which is currently in the process of freeing all these people. So for you progressives watching, if you want a choice of a progressive between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, I think the choice is very clear. The one issue, though, that
it is a binary choice based on that and many other things, but it would be more binary if we had one of these progressives in there, I would say.
The one issue, though, that I may take issue with is your characterization of Biden as groping these women. Don't you think the attacks of him being creepy and touching women and this and that is a little unfair? I mean, it looks to me pretty innocuous.
I don't know. I don't know more than I can see, but when I see these compendiums of videos of him grabbing people and smelling them and touching them, and you see the woman's reaction, it's quite clear to see someone's body language when they don't like what's happening to him. I feel it. I don't know if he's doing it intentionally. Maybe he's just affectionate. Maybe I was just joking around, going a little bit over the top, but I'm not a big Biden fan.
Well, neither am I, and I
country's
wouldn't.
doing great,
I wouldn't
and,
vote for him, but
you know, he can grope away, and hopefully Trump's get another 4 years to keep our economy rolling.